Have you ever scrolled through your phone, looked at someone else's life and thought, why can't my life look like that? We do this all the time. We see the fancy houses, the perfect vacations, the flawless smiles on our screens, and suddenly our own lives feel so small and empty. This habit of constantly measuring our worth against someone else is silently stealing our joy every single day. If you are feeling stuck, ungrateful, or unhappy with where you are right now, I want to share a story with you. It might just change the way you look at your entire life. Once upon a time, far away from the noise of the city, there was a quiet, rolling hill. On this hill grew a small, wild yellow flower. It was a very simple flower. It had small petals and a thin green stem. Every day, the wildflower would look down at the bottom of the hill. Down there, sitting behind a tall iron gate, was a magnificent royal garden. The wildflower spent all its time looking at the royal garden, feeling completely miserable. One sunny morning, the wildflower looked out at a stunning red rose blooming in the center of the garden. The rose had perfect velvet petals, and gardeners would come every hour to water it and care for the soil around it. People walking by would stop just to take pictures of the rose. The wildflower sighed heavily. It called out to the passing wind, "Please, gentle wind, carry my voice down to the red rose. Tell her I wish I could be as beautiful and loved as she is. Tell her I am so sad to be just a plain wild flower." The wind swept down the hill, rustled through the iron gates, and whispered the message to the red rose. To the wildflower's surprise, the red rose did not sound happy when she replied. The wind carried the rose's sad voice back up the hill. "Oh, little wildflower, do not envy me. You see the gardeners tending to me, but you do not see my reality. I am only kept alive to look perfect. My thorns are clipped, and I am not allowed to grow naturally. And worst of all, tomorrow morning, the master of the house will come with sharp scissors. He will cut me from my roots just to put me in a glass vase on his dining table. Within 3 days, I will wither and be thrown into the trash. My beauty is a curse. I wish I could live a long, undisturbed life on a quiet hill like you." The wildflower was shocked. It had never thought about the pain behind the rose's beauty. But still, the wildflower wasn't entirely satisfied. The next day, the wildflower looked out at the edge of the royal garden and saw a massive, ancient oak tree. The tree was gigantic, with thick branches reaching into the sky. It looked invincible. Well, the wildflower thought, if I cannot be beautiful like the rose, I wish I was strong and respected like the oak tree. Again, it asked the wind to carry its message. "Tell the mighty oak tree that he is the luckiest plant in the world. He is so strong, nothing can hurt him." The wind delivered the message. A few moments later, a deep, tired groan echoed up the hill. It was the oak tree. "Oh, little flower," the tree rumbled sadly, "you only see my size. You do not feel the heavy burden I carry. In the winter, the freezing snow piles on my branches until they break. During storms, the lightning always aims for my highest peaks. I am covered in deep scars. And because I am so large, woodcutters are always looking at my trunk, waiting for the day they can chop me down to make furniture. I am stiff and heavy. I can never bend, dance, and play in the summer breeze the way you do. I would give up all my strength just to feel light and free for one day." The wildflower was silent. The strongest tree in the garden was carrying the heaviest burdens. A few days passed. The wildflower looked past the garden, straight into the large glass window of the royal mansion. Sitting inside, on a golden table, was a rare purple orchid. It was living in absolute luxury. The room was perfectly warm, no bugs could reach it, and it never had to face the harsh rain. "Surely," the wildflower whispered to itself, "that orchid has the perfect life." The wind, knowing what the wildflower was thinking, slipped through an open crack in the window and spoke to the orchid. When the wind returned, it brought tears from the rare flower. "I am a prisoner," the orchid cried. "I live in a golden cage. I have never felt the real warmth of the morning sun. I have never tasted fresh raindrops falling from the sky. I am stuck in this tiny clay pot, breathing stale air. I have no friends, no soil to stretch my roots into. I am entirely alone. Oh, little wildflower, you have the greatest gift of all. You have the whole earth as your home, the real sky as your roof, and the freedom to grow wherever you please. Hearing this, something inside the wildflower shifted forever. It looked at its own thin stem and its simple yellow petals. For the first time, it didn't see plainness, it saw freedom. It realized that nobody was coming to cut it down. Nobody was expecting it to hold up heavy snow. Nobody had trapped it in a pot. It could dance in the wind, drink the morning dew, and watch the sunset every single evening in total peace. The wildflower finally smiled, lifting its yellow petals proudly toward the sun. It never wished to be anything else ever again. If you have ever searched for how to stop comparing yourself to others, the answer starts right here. Don't fall into the trap of comparison. We spend so much time looking at the gardens of other people, especially on the internet, that we forget to water our own grass. We see the highlights, the beauty, and the strength of others, but we never see their hidden pain, their heavy burdens, or the cages they might be trapped inside. This brings us to a beautiful realization. If you want to experience real personal growth and lasting self-improvement, you have to stop comparing yourself to the people around you. When we finally focus on our own unique journey, we can truly find happiness. Protecting your mental health in today's loud world requires a steady dose of daily motivation that comes from within, not from looking at someone else. You see, true happiness doesn't come from having what others have. It comes from a simple mindset shift. It comes from deep self-acceptance. These are the real-life lessons that help us grow and live peacefully. You are writing your own unique story. You have your own kind of freedom, your own kind of beauty, and your own path to walk. Don't let someone else's chapter ruin your whole book. If this story brought a little bit of peace to your day, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories that feed the soul. Leave a comment below with just one simple thing you are grateful for today. I would absolutely love to read it. Until next time, be kind to yourself and take care.